This video contains subject matter that may be offensive to some viewers. Discretion is advised. The content is purely the opinion of Darrell L. Gray and the OMC, Original Man Concepts brand. The ideas and statements expressed in the video should be considered mere opinions and editorial in nature. Any resemblance to individuals' real-life experiences or circumstances is purely coincidental.
What's up, family? Brother Gray back again this week. I've been out a couple of weeks taking care of some other business. I know I don't do this enough. I should stay on top of my game, but I'm going to come back and forth when I can. And of course, hope you guys are patient. Hey, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm noticing that there are certain people that continuously watch my content. Listen, I'm trying to make this something that grows bigger. No diddy, and things that I feel are important to this nation and the things that we do. I think I bring a very good, aspect to this thing. Certain things that need to be said. As much as I'm an Israelite, sometimes secular things will get mixed up in there, and maybe some of you brothers and sisters aren't with it. But these are important things. I'm old and gray and long in the tooth enough to understand that some of the things that we do may not always fit into the mold of what the popular depiction of an Israelite is. But of course, we have to live in this place. And so I bring a pretty good aspect, pretty good, my side of the story, for lack of a better phrase, into the atmosphere. And sometimes it ain't just about, it is ultimately always about the law, statutes, and commandments, but sometimes we have to learn how to survive in this thing. I wrote a book about it, how to survive in this dominant society until such time as Yahawashi or God decides to send Yahawashi back to scoop us up, and we're sealed. But like and subscribe, share with your friends. I think I bring pretty good content out to the nation, so that's my time for begging. I'm going to stop begging right now, and we're going to get into the scriptures. I'm going to make this quick. It's not going to be a long one. We're going to talk about lying. We're going to talk about lying and why do people lie. And I got a couple of videos I want to show about the topic of lying. Now, we're living in a world where people think that lying is okay for the most part. Everybody tells their little lies for whatever reason. I'm mostly going to focus on people who just lie just for the sake of lying, or so they can get away with doing dirt and sin. But we're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about as much, why people do it, what's the ultimate outcome of lying, and what the Bible says about lying. And then we'll conclude with my thoughts on, when is it okay to lie? And I think you guys kind of understand that. But without further ado, we're going to talk about this video. This is video, and I found this video. Let me get there. I found this video today, and what it's talking about is why do people lie? This guy doesn't have a whole lot of subscribers, but you can go check it out, or more of their content if you like. I'm not proposing that you do watch my content and other Israelite brothers' content for more of your spiritual matters, but let's see what some of the ultimate liars have to say about lying.
Are you a liar? No need to lie about it. We all lie from time to time in some capacity, and the funny part is you're gonna lie again. I'm Nick. Welcome to All Our Questions, where I search the internet for questions that we all want answers to, and I answer them.
So this is what they do. So they'll tell you that lying, everybody lies, just like they will try to tell you that everybody sins. Now, anybody who says they've never sinned, I can get that. And I can tell you that, most of us don't sin, most of us in the truth don't sin willfully. But to say that, people are going to just be out there lying, I guess I'm trying not to ever be a liar. And I'm going to show you in the scriptures why. But let's continue to go. I just don't like it when people tell me that, yeah, you're going to lie in the future. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm going to try not to ever lie again. So here we go.
Question is, why do people lie? We're going to find out, and we're starting right now. It's been reported that the average human lies about 10 times per week, and that we've been lying since we've been about 6 months old.
Yeah, I don't lie 10 times a week. I don't care what he says. I don't lie 10 times a week. That's a bald-faced lie. That's a projection. I don't lie 10 times a week. I can tell you that right now.
There are multiple excuses that people give for lying: saving face, protecting somebody, advancing our own goals, making a story sound better. Whatever the excuse may be, there is unlikely a single person alive that is above the age of 6 months and can speak and all of that stuff that has never lied. I mean, sometimes we do it without even thinking about it. Because lying is a universally observed trait, it is thought that we evolved the ability to lie as a result of natural selection. And real quick, let me know in the comments down below how you can tell if someone you know is lying. People who are able to lie more convincingly are more likely to avoid the repercussions of their actions, and they're more likely to increase their desirability in the eyes of other people.
I think those are very true statements there. I think a lot of people lie so they don't get in trouble. I think both things can be true at the same time. They don't want to get in trouble, and a lot of the time people just don't want you to think less of them, so they lie. You ever had somebody that'll just lie about anything that makes them look even halfway bad or takes away their persona of perfection that they've constructed for themselves? There's certain things I see people lie about, and I'm like, why are you lying about that? That's nothing to lie about. And people do it. They do it all the time, and I see it. He asked a question earlier, how can you tell when other people are lying? When I watch them do it, when I watch the activity that they are lying about, when I have the information, irrefutable information, and I watch you speak counter to it, that's how I know when people are lying, is when I visually or my experience shows me that you're lying because I experienced it basically with you in some way, shape, or form. So let's go back.
For making it more likely that they will survive and reproduce. People start lying at a very young age. At just 6 months old, babies will pretend to cry or they'll pretend to laugh so that they can get the attention of their parents. And we all know how good that works, right? When the ability to talk is developed, children often tell implausible lies because even though they've developed the ability to lie, they haven't yet developed the ability to tell if it's believable or not. Okay, so what happens to our brains when we lie? Scientists have used MRI scanners to take images of people's brains when they lie so that they can see what parts of the brains are the most active during a lie. From these experiments, scientists have concluded that the ability to lie is directly linked to the prefrontal cortex in your brain. And this is the part of the brain that's responsible for personality, behavior, logic, and complex thinking. This is further backed up by the fact that people with Parkinson's disease have been shown to have a more difficult time deceiving others because Parkinson's disease largely affects the prefrontal cortex. Other areas of your body are also affected when you lie. Of course, adrenaline rushes through your body, which causes your heart rate to rise. You may get a little bit red and flushed as your blood vessels dilate to increase your blood flow.
I think it's funny he said red and flushed. As an Israelite, we think that's funny.
And your pupils dilate as you focus more intensely on making sure that you're not discovered. All of these reactions are caused by the fear of getting discovered.
And anger. Sometimes when you catch a person in a lie, they get angry, even at the most mundane question about what they're doing or what they've done. They get angry. That's the other effect, that the behavior of a liar that I've encountered.
The more confident you are in your lie, the less likely that these symptoms are going to occur. And of course, not all lies are equal.
Oh, and he said, based on how confident you are about the lie, when you become good at lying, sometimes you won't manifest anger, right? And I would further gather that sometimes people start to believe their own lies. That sounds very cliche, very hackneyed, but people actually, and I'm telling you, there are people in this world that lie and believe their lies. That's the entire MAGA movement. They tell the lie, they know it's a lie, and at some point they believe the lie because it comforts them. Sometimes lying comforts people. Let's keep going.
Equal. As humans, we quickly develop the ability to judge if it's appropriate to lie in a given situation or not, or more importantly, if it's worth the risk of being discovered. We, as humans, are more likely to lie if we consider the lie to be a white lie, because white lies are considered to be more harmless, but a white...
You notice how they say white lies are harmless. They call it a white lie. So even lying to some of them is fine. It's harmless. Because white lying is harmless, but detrimental to society as a whole. Let's go.
Lie being harmless isn't entirely true. Telling your partner that she looks fantastic in that new dress or that his haircut looks great, when in reality it does not, will protect their feelings, but we might actually be doing them a disservice by not being upfront with them. But most importantly, the reason that we tell small lies like this is not so much for them, but to protect their opinion.
That's a weird camera shot that he would show himself looking at his camera. That's a weird camera shot. That's just me.
Of us. We also lie to improve or maintain our social status. I mean, think about what would happen if you always told the truth. Lie. Oh yeah, I was just checking out her shoes. Yeah, you have a pair just like that, don't you? Truth. Yeah, I was totally checking her out. I mean, look at that. I mean, how could you not check her out? I actually forgot you were even sitting there for a second. Sorry. Lie. Yeah, I'll go to your kid's piano recital. That's gonna be a blast. He's so talented. Truth. Ha! No way. Go see Mr. Butterfingers play the piano? Are you kidding me? He said he doesn't even like to play the piano, so if he doesn't like playing it, I'm definitely not gonna like listening to it. Give this video a thumbs up if you can relate to any of those. Lying is a normal part of society, and we mostly do it to maintain politeness or to gain an advantage of some kind. Pathological liars, on the other hand, create an entire fantasy world about their lives that they continuously lie about. It's just...
That's the one I'm trying to tell you, where they believe their lies. They believe their lies. And honestly, they'll do anything. A pathological liar will do anything to maintain that facade. They can never be wrong. They can never be diminished in any way. Everything that comes out of their mouth is gospel. The only time that a pathological liar will even admit that they're lying is when they're into a corner and they're about to lose something major. That they're about to lose something so major that it might be life-altering. That's the only time a pathological liar will come out of it. But I tell you what, a pathological liar will go right back to that behavior if they're able to traverse that major life event because of their lying. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. Let's go.
It's a psychological condition, and luckily it doesn't affect that many people in the grand scheme of things. And that is the truth. If you enjoyed this video, give it a
So
thumb.
he said something about pathological liars don't affect, society as a whole very much. When was this video made? This video was made a long time ago. So the point is, yes, they do. You got one in office now. And in a micro world, each of your families, I'm sure you have the pathological liar that has changed the trajectory of your family's life in major ways. Pathological liars, people who will never stop lying because for some reason they are slaves to their own wants and needs, whatever that is. Those people are menaces. So that cannot be true. There's another video. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick. Here's another video, and I'm actually watching this one. This is a little bit longer, so let's bear with me here. Bear with me here. Let's see what this guy's got to say in this video. It's called what? Let me get there. It's called 8 Psychological Effects of Being Lied To. I think this is a pretty important part of the video, so let's get there. 8 psychological effects of being lied to. Here we go.
Hi, and welcome back. Did you know that the long-term effects of being lied to can seriously damage our mental well-being? Whether you have been told your bum doesn't look big in that outfit, or your partner has been unfaithful behind your back, we have all been lied to at some point in our lives. Arguably, a little white lie designed to protect your feelings is much different from an out-and-out fib from a cheating spouse, or is it? Research suggests that it is not the trivial nature or the importance of the lie. We suffer the psychological effects of being lied to no matter what the lie is. Here is a list of 8 psychological effects of being lied to.
Yeah, you can tell this is AI's narrating this, so pay close attention to the verbiage, okay? This is some AI nonsense.
Number 1, you lose trust. Trust, whether intimate or professional, is crucial to maintaining any relationship. Catching someone out in a lie erodes that trust. You may forgive them once, even twice. However, if it becomes habitual, it slowly changes the relationship. Whereas before you automatically believe this person, now you begin looking for lies.
My mother used to say stuff, if you lie, you'll cheat. And if you cheat, you steal. My mom used to say that all the time, right? And this is the God's honest truth, where people actually, remember they talked about little white lies? How many little white lies do you have to endure before you start to realize this person is a pathological damn liar? How many little white lies do you have to endure before you start to understand this person is a liar all the time? These are the types of things that irk the shit out of me about people in my family, people I've worked with. Mostly this video is about the people in this administration. These little, death by 1,000 cut lies. These little nuanced lies that people just think that are harmless. And they build this whole mountain, this whole mansion of these people are just lying all the time. Why are you lying? We can see you. So how many of these little lies do you have to keep enduring until you just, this person is just going to lie about everything that goes on? Let's continue.
You certainly stop confiding in them after all. They can't be trusted. This is one of the most sound effects of being lied to. Number 2, you lose faith in the person or the system. One study, in particular, highlighted the impact of lying from political leaders or managers to the general public. Participants scored their trust levels after a lie was revealed. The results showed, perhaps unsurprisingly, that participants were less likely to trust the person who lied.
And that's not going on right now with this administration. It seems that people will allow the lie as long as it supports some other underlying goofy shit that they got going on in their brain. They will, in this administration that we have today, they will accept a lie as long as that particular politician is being as racist as possible. They can lie about everything else, but the most true thing to them is the racism part of it. They love the racism more than they hate the lie. This is right on point right here with the little AI nonsense. Let's go.
The study also examined how participants felt about the type of lie told. For example, did the lie benefit the country or the company, or was the lie for personal gain? The study showed that trust levels were lowest when the lie benefited the person.
That's not for this administration.
Number 3, you feel disrespected. Honesty in a relationship shows a level of respect. You are able to share views that may differ, but it doesn't change the way you feel about that person. You value this person enough to be honest with them. You are confident enough to trust them. We all deserve the truth, however upsetting it might be to hear it. Once you know the truth, you can make an informed decision. For example,
that is, boy, I love this video. I love this video. I always say, tell me the truth so I can make a decision. Don't force me to be in a situation. Don't force me to be in a situation that's not good for me. An example that I give is, let's say I'm with somebody and maybe that person, let's say I've been with this person for 10 years. Let's say at year 3, they cheated on me. The female cheated on me, right? From that point on, everything after that, in my opinion, is a lie. Let's say I never found out until year 10. So that's 7 years after the fact, right? Let's say I find out at 10 years. What that means to me is for 7 years, I've been living that lie. I've been living that lie. That is the worst feeling in the world if it ever happened that way. Tell me what you did when you did it, so that I can make a decision whether to leave you or forgive you. But don't let me live 7 years of a lie. Tell me what I need to know so that I can make an informed decision for myself. So basically, you kidnapped my whole life because you were out there cheating. And this is the same way for women as well. The same way for women as well. That's the craziest thing. Tell me so I can make an informed decision. It's selfish not to do so.
you want to stay in the relationship. If someone lies to you, it shows a lack of responsibility from them to face any consequences.
That's right.
Number 4, you question other relationships. Being lied to has a knock-on effect on your other relationships. Perhaps other people in your life are telling you porkies, and you are naive enough to believe them. You start to second-guess or scrutinize people when they talk to you.
Oh, this is a good one. And this can go either way. Think about this. Let's say you're a liar, and you've been lying your entire life. That's what you do, pathologically, right? And let's say you decide, I'm going to get into a relationship with somebody, I'm going to be a better person. I'm just going to be a better person. You get with that person, and then that person starts doing things that are a little suspect, kind of the same type of things you used to do, right? But because you've lied so much in your life, you don't trust it. I'm a projector too. I was not always in the truth. And I have done some foul things in my life, relationship-wise. So I have to be very careful in my relationships about projecting the stuff that I used to do. I can be very sensitive about certain ways that things are said, places that people go, things, that are the attitudes, glances, looks, because I played the same game. I played the same game, and I've had to literally check myself with that. Not trusting relationships, not trusting anything, because I was such a douchebag about everything that I was doing. I had to repent from that. You have to repent from that. I got to the point where I've decided that I can't be what other people are being, and I have to be truthful in everything that I do, because living the lie is more stressful than just telling the truth. Or never put myself in a position where I have to lie. That's the biggest thing. Never put myself in a position where I have to lie. Now, that doesn't mean that I still don't sometimes have my radar go up when things don't look the way that I think they should look, but I had to work on not projecting. I had to work on not being paranoid about it. And it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. But it still doesn't change that game recognizes game. That when I see some nonsense, I kind of know what that is. But I have to make a decision as to whether or not I want to react to it or I don't. But let's go back.
Does their story seem plausible? Do the facts need checking? Is this yet another person you have to confront? You become suspicious of the people you used to trust, all because someone else lied to you.
Or you lied, or you were the liar, just like I said.
Number 5, you are on high alert. Trust allows an easygoing state in a relationship. When you fully trust your partner, you can relax, knowing that whatever happens, you'll get the truth. Lying has the opposite effect. Instead of a state of calm, the effects of lying put you on perpetual high alert. It changes your actions. You may become suspicious of everything they say.
Especially these little white lies. I'm trying to tell you, those little white lies are the... What did I say earlier? How many little white lies do you have to endure before you realize this person is just a liar? If you lie, you'll cheat, and if you cheat, you steal. You know what I'm saying? How many white lies do I have to endure? How many times do you have to lie about the dumbest things before I understand or anybody understands the person you're dealing with is just a freaking liar? Let's go back.
You might start checking up on them, looking at their text messages or internet browsing history. Number 6, you question yourself. Being repeatedly lied to saps our self-esteem. Why is this person lying? Why do they think they can get away with it?
Man, let me tell you this. You know what liars are really good at? Gaslighting. Gaslighting you. Liars love to gaslight. And what does it do? It makes you question. Why do they think they can get away with it? Especially if you're of sound mind. But then you start to question yourself. Am I crazy? Am I nuts? I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, the brightest bulb in the lamp in the house, whatever. And I can tell you sometimes, and maybe I don't remember that I said that, or maybe I said that, but I have literally had people in my life try to tell me what I did and did not say, things that I know for a fact are fundamentally not me. Gaslighting. That's the worst of it. That is the worst. Liars are great gaslighters. And what does it say? Why do they think they can get away with that? Why do they continue to do that? And some of them will get mad at you when you don't allow them to gaslight you. Liars are great gaslighters. Gaslighters. Yes, I said it right.
Why do they disrespect you so much? These sorts of questions eat away your confidence. Is there something wrong with you that causes people to act this way around you? You start to feel devalued and a fool for believing them in the first place. Number 7, you are easily triggered in future relationships. If a significant other has lied to you in the past, it makes you suspicious about future partners. After all, you trusted this person and they fooled you. How can you be sure this won't happen again? For some people, the thought of being lied to is worse than the actual thing they're being lied to about.
That's right.
You feel cheated as if someone has got one over you. Now in the present, you question everything and take nothing for granted.
I told somebody one time that I don't trust anybody. And they were like, what? How do you live like that? I said, I don't. I don't trust everybody, and I don't trust anybody. I think that people will tell you a lie to keep social status, like my man said, social status, to stay in a position of comfort for themselves, not to look bad, whatever it is. whatever that is to you. I think people do that. People do that. And I don't trust anybody, but I try to keep it, if there's such thing as a healthy distrust. A healthy distrust. You just can't tell me anything. I've also had to learn not to always be, a contrarian to everything either. That could be annoying. Sometimes let people tell you something, and if it doesn't affect your bottom line, if it ain't gonna sidetrack your day, let them have it. And I don't mean that let them have it. I mean, okay, cool. And then let it ride. You know what I'm saying? Some lies you just have to go, okay, let's go.
Number 8, you start to lack empathy around people. The long-term effects of being lied to eventually make you immune to people's feelings. You can harden my tales of woe that you suspect are not true. Your compassion and empathy diminish over time. You may also start to put barriers up. You don't want to know about people's problems if there's a possibility they are lying. So, why do people lie if it has such a detrimental effect? Clearly, being lied to has a detrimental psychological effect on us, but that's not all. One study showed that lying less is associated with better health. So, why do people lie, and what can we do about it? Psychologist Dr. Paul Ekman is an expert on lying. Dr. Ekman is ranked number 15 of the most influential psychologists of the 21st century. He also helped to discover the microexpressions that body language experts use to detect lies. Dr. Ekman says that people lie for the following reasons. To avoid the consequence of their actions. This is the most common reason for lying. To avoid punishment, conflict, or rejection. For personal gain. This is the second most popular reason people lie, in order to obtain something that they wouldn't normally get. To protect someone. You often see children telling lies to protect their siblings from parental abuse.
Now we'll get into that when we get into the Bible stuff.
To protect oneself from harm. This is not about avoiding punishment. For example, a woman home alone may say her partner is with her to an unwanted threatening presence at the door. To make yourself look good, people may exaggerate their abilities or make up stories to win admiration from others. Protecting the...
So, again, some liars have built up this persona. They don't ever want to be wrong. They hate being wrong. Maybe when they were kids, they were brought up and they were chastised every time they made a mistake, and they don't want to own up to their mistakes. I wasn't brought up like that. I was brought up that tell the truth, and then the consequences won't be as bad as if you lied. That's the way I was brought up. So I am more apt to tell the truth because I know that I don't have that stress I have to worry about anymore to try to live the lie or try to construct more lies to protect the lie. But there are people who never want to be wrong, maybe because they had consequences with the truth. Well, that's why in the court, when you admit to something, the punishment isn't always as bad as if you didn't make them spend money. Let me say it again. The consequences in court, if you admit to something, aren't as bad because you didn't make them spend money on you to go to court. So basically, if you admit to it, they say, okay, just because you admitted to it, well, the consequences are diminished. That's the way it was in my house. Other people tell the truth and they used to still get toe up or whatever it was. So a lot of people do it because they were born to do it. Other people do it because they were bred to do it, trained to do it. And so please don't do that to me, because if you tell me the truth, we can try to work it out, unless you're telling me the truth to get out of it. So whatever. I don't know. Let's keep going.
The other person's feelings. For example, saying you have a prior engagement to get out of going to a boring party. Hiding something embarrassing. Sometimes we tell lies to cover up an embarrassing incident.
Yeah, that goes to they don't want to ever look bad. I don't ever want to look bad. So I'll just tell this lie.
To keep something private, we may lie to prevent people from knowing our business. For example, not telling people your wife is pregnant because the couple wants to wait.
But that would be, you'd have to say that would be lying by omission. And there's such a thing as lying by omission. Sometimes I don't want to tell somebody something because I don't want to talk about it. Right? I don't want to talk about it. It has nothing to do with me lying. Well, you lied to me. No, I just didn't tell you because I didn't want to have this conversation with you. And so you have to gauge what you believe their involvement should be. Now, if you have a spouse and you have something about your health that they need to know and you don't tell them, that can be considered a lie. Something about the money, that could be considered a lie because they have a buy-in on that. They have a literal buy-in on that. But then, of course, there are certain things I don't want to talk to you about. Certain things that if your investment in it is just you wanting to know, that's not a lie. I just don't want to talk to you about it. But some people will see that as lying. Lying by omission. Let's go.
To gain power and control, Dr. Ekman believes this is the most dangerous reason for lying and uses Hitler's propaganda as an example.
Uh-oh.
The take home. Sometimes merely understanding why a person lies can counteract the effects of lying. However, there can be no doubt that there are psychological effects of being lied to that can have serious consequences on our mental health. Instead of putting up with habitual liars, surround yourself with people that you trust and make you feel good about yourself.
All praises.
That's it for this video, and thank you for your time.
All right, so basically what was it saying? Surround yourself with people who don't lie, right? Surround yourself with people who don't tell lies. And that to me says a lot. That says a lot. Who wants to be around a bunch of people who stand around lying all the time? Who wants to be in a relationship with somebody who lies all the time? Even about the littlest things. Who wants to be around people like that? I know I don't. And the Most High God doesn't appreciate it either, for the most part. Now, that's not to say that all lies are bad. Now, you got Christians out there that will tell you you have to tell the truth in all phases. And of course, you come up with the scenario if you had to protect, like he said, protect a bunch of kids from being killed for whatever political reason, whatever reason, and you told the lie to protect them. That's not a bad lie to tell. It's not tell the truth at all costs. But then there's some lascivious, weird lies that you should not be telling. One case that I will give you in that particular instance, let's go to the flipping internets. Let's go to the internet. So one instance, right, where lying was okay. Where lying was okay. And I did this in AI so that I didn't have to work that hard. It says in here, in the Bible, Abraham lied about his wife Sarah on 2 separate occasions, telling different kings that she was his sister rather than his wife. Because guess what they would have done? They would have taken her and done bad things to her and killed him. And it tells, here's the breakdown. In Genesis chapter 12, verses 10 through 20. And it surmises, while in Egypt during a famine, Abraham told the Pharaoh that Sarah was his sister, because I guess Sarah was fine. Sarah looked good. When Pharaoh took her into his household, God intervened with plagues on the Pharaoh's household, leading to Abraham and Sarah's departure with wealth. So, was that wrong? Was that wrong? Well, Pharaoh was going to take my man's wife into his house, I guess, to wife her up, whatever wifing meant. You can only imagine. And Most High took care of it because the Most High doesn't deal in adultery. All right, let's go to Genesis 20, chapter 20, verses 1 through 8. It says, similarly, while in Gerar, Abraham told King Abimelech that Sarah was his sister, and Abimelech took her. again, because God don't play that adultery stuff, intervened, revealing the truth to Abimelech in a dream and preventing him from sinning with Sarah. Abimelech confronted Abraham, and Abraham admitted Sarah was his half-sister, just so that kind of thing wouldn't happen, because he knew. And it talks about the motivation. Motivation, Abraham's fear of being killed for his wife's beauty drove him to deceive. Also, he didn't want her to be run through. Right. Consequences. While Abraham's lies initially led to trouble, God intervened to protect Sarah and ultimately bless Abraham with wealth. That goes into my Bible lesson real quick. We spent a long time talking about lying. Why do people lie? We got a biblical reference as to when lying might be okay. Gave you some examples, but let's quickly go through some. Now understand, you see all these? These are all about lying. We're not going to hit all of them, but we're going to hit them as fast as I want to. Okay, it says in Proverbs 6 through 19, and let's read it. It says, these 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look. What is this? A lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. These are people who lie in the bed waiting to lie and do bad things. They're planning their wickedness. They're planning their sin. Feet that be swift in running to mischief. These are your people that are cheating, that are leaving the house to cheat, that are leaving the house to kill, that are leaving the house to steal, right? Those are the people that are so itchy to get out of the house and do some bad stuff that they can't sit their dumb asses down. A false witness, which is a liar, that speaketh lies, there you go, and he that soweth discord among brethren, because liars, they always cause trouble amongst the family. God hates these people. He says that they are an abomination unto him. So if you're out here lying or telling little white lies to get away with shit you ain't got no business doing, please forgive my language. I might use some more before it's all over. God thinks you're an abomination. You're an abomination. Some of you lie, you lay in bed and you plan your lies. Let's go to the next one. This is still in Proverbs. Proverbs is a great book. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. We're not talking about you lie to save something. You tell little white lie, oh baby, you look great in that dress, and she doesn't. This is somebody who speaks lies, and they do it for lascivious things. God hates liars. You know when you're telling these types of lies. Don't play with me, you Christians. And all you Christian nationalists out there who supporting this administration, and you know they're lying, God hates you too. Let's go to Proverbs 12 and 22. Lying lips are an abomination. How much time? Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. But they that deal truly are his delight. That's why you don't plan to get up and lie. Don't get up thinking that I'm going to tell a lie right here. I try not to even tell little white lies. Now, that's not to say that I haven't done it, but I'm telling you, lying lips are an abomination. Stop lying to get away with things, to further yourself. Stop it. Proverbs is a great book for this. God hates it, and you should hate it too. Let's go into Psalms. Psalms 10, 101 and 7. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house, and he that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. That means he's going to dispatch you quick. God is going to dispatch your lying asses quick. Stop lying for lascivious, adulterous, murderous, things that only profit you type nonsense. Stop it. You get up, what does it say? You lay in the bed devising, I'm going to plan my lie out real good, and I'm going to go in here and tell this lie to my girl real quick, and I'm going to go out here and do some dirt. You can't even be in the sight of God. You shall not tarry. Let's go to, let's go to Colossians 3, 9 through 9, 3 and 9, 10. He goes, lie not to one another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds. As you get older and you get gray in the face, all the gray you got on your face, you should have gotten away from lying about dumb shit. There's certain things that ain't even worth lying about. As you get older, you should have some wisdom. Stop lying about things. And have put on the new man or woman, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him. What are you trying to be like? You're supposed to try to be God-like. Stop lying. As you get older, if you're in your 50s and you still lying about shit, you're a... You still lying, bro? You still doing things? That's the whole point. Stop putting yourself in positions that you have to lie about things. And stop lying about little shit. It ain't that damn important. And if you're a person will tell you the truth about something and you make them feel bad about it, you're a goofball. Stop it. Nobody wants to tell you the truth if all you're going to do is punish them for it. Let's see. There's one in here that I want. Where's one? Oh, here we go. Let's look at John. Let's go to the New Testament. This is Christ. Christ said this. Christ said this. Let me go to the previous verse and see. Okay, here we go. We'll start at John 8 and 43. It says, why do ye not understand? Now understand, red letter. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word. And it says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. This is about a certain group of people, though, but we won't get into that in this lesson. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in truth. If you abode not in truth, you're an abomination. If you abode not in truth, you're an abomination. If you just tell lies to be telling lies, and you don't abide in the truth, you're an abomination. I just read that to you earlier in Proverbs. Because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. The devil. You are like your father, the devil. If you sit here and tell bald-faced lies just to tell a bald-faced lie, the Most High God said you are the devil. The Most High God said you are of the devil. Just to tell a lie? You are the devil. And what? Christ said that. Christ said that. Those of you who profess to believe in a God, your God, or believe in Jesus, so-called Jesus, he said you're the devil. We'll do one more because we're going long here, and I know how I can get. Let's do one more. One more. Let's see. There was one in there, man. Oh, here we go. Revelation 21 and 8. This is one of my favorite ones here. Okay. This is actually the period on it. Revelation 21 and 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable. You keep seeing that come up in the same paragraph as the word liar. And the abominable and murderers. Oh, and these lying ass whoremongers. And he means you whores too. And sorcerers. And idolaters, And all. Wait a minute. He said, and all. It seems like they took a special part of this scripture and made it more, encompassing. And all liars. Did he even say only white lie liars will get away with it? No. All liars. So why would you even try to play with that? Purposefully would you try to play with that? It says here, shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Oh boy. Oh boy. All liars are going to have a problem. All liars. Now, I also showed you in the scriptures where it might be okay to tell the lie to save your wife, your family, yourself from the heathen and the enemy. That might be okay. But what I'm telling you is, all of you people out here telling you little white lies, stacking them like little bricks, all you people who lie just to be lying, lying to commit adultery, lying to commit murder, lying to steal, lying to be more than anyone else at their detriment, that is not something the Most High is putting up with. And bag all the reasons why. Understand the consequences. I showed you a video of all the consequences of lying to a person, or a person who used to lie a lot, what their mental instability will be. How about we try to live in truth every day? How about we try to live in truth every day and not put ourselves in positions where we have to lie? How about we don't lie? How about we don't cheat? How about we don't steal? How about we don't do any of that stuff? And how much better we would be as a nation, as a people, in our relationships and otherwise. So with that being said, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, and we do so in the name of Hashem. Excuse me, I had to say that right because I just saw a video where the brothers, they get on you about it. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahawah, by Hashem HaMashiach Yahawashi. Shalom.